p.m. market update for Thursday, the 21st of April. Good to be back. I'm sorry about yesterday. We didn't have an update. I was traveling, but lots of big news today. And what we're looking at right now is the silver. Silver had moved to new highs today. It was a plus 100 reading, still very strong. Gold hit our target, trading over $1,500. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. Crude oil trading once again over $112 a barrel with a plus 90 reading. The dollar index hits our target of 74. The Thomson Reuters Jefferies Index is at its best levels in 7 days, and the S&P rallies back to resistance. So there's lots to talk about, lots to go over with. So let's get started. We'll be looking at these markets with our trade triangle technology and our MarketClub charts and portfolio manager. So let's take a look at, let's go back to the portfolio manager. And the first market I want to look at is the dollar index. And as you can see, we're at 73.93. That's down a bunch, 0.58%. It's a minus 90 reading. And as you know, if you've been watching our 1 p.m. updates, we were looking for this market to move down to 74. We actually got that. And I would say if you are a trader, you may want to take off part of your position because I think we could see a pullback, maybe back to 75. But that's not a sure thing. We are looking at Thursday. There's no markets tomorrow, at least here in the States. And I think it would be kind of prudent to take some money off the table in this trade. We can always get back in, but don't get out of the market completely. Our trade triangles are minus 100, meaning the trend is still very much on the downside. So that's our advice for you in this market. So let's go back to look at the equity markets. We are looking at the S&P 500. We are plus 75. The market's up today. However, it is back to an area where it is having resistance, and this is where we want to show you, and I'll scope this out a little further so we get more action, and take everything off, and we'll show you we're at using our Donchian trade channel, Donchian trade channels. Also, you'll see a plus 75 reading here, and you can see this is where we've had the problems before, right around these levels, and we're getting back to these levels right now in this record. So two things I want to look at. One is if this is in fact a potential reverse head and shoulders, and we do break through this resistance to new highs, it's going to be very bullish for this market regardless of what we think of the economy. But the trend is definitely still on a plus. Our monthly is still positive. Our weekly is negative. And our daily is positive. We don't pay much attention to the dailies, so scratch that out for the moment. Okay, don't look at that. But the reality is, with a plus on the monthly and a negative on the weekly, we are basically neutral. That's not how you spell it, but that's close enough for what we're doing right now. We are neutral on this market, so you should be out of the market and looking at this market to be on the sideline. So let's see how things play out. It's Thursday. Again, no markets tomorrow. I think we have to be very, very careful about what we're doing tomorrow. So enjoy the holiday, but be careful what brings the market today later. So let's just go back to our portfolio manager. We're going to look at metals. This is the big market. And I want to look at gold because, quite honestly, the gold market, and here we are, spot gold, trading at 1504.64. This is a live feed. I'm going to go to the chart, and we were targeting 1500 as a target zone. I would say take some of the chips off the table if you are heavily long this market. Our trade triangles are still very positive on every aspect here, but this is what I want to show you, and I'll scope this in a little further, just to 3 months, and then let's go to 1 month. You can see we're seeing some resistance. We're at the top of the Donchian channel. We haven't seen any reversal yet, but I think 1500 was a very important target zone. We've gotten there, and we're seeing this market sort of dither around. I would say if we come down and close below 1500 or towards the lower end of the range today, around 1501, somewhere like that, I think we may see some profit taking come into this market early next week. The other thing you can do with MarketClub and our MarketClub portfolio is that if you go to our intraday charts on gold, you can get a much better feeling about what is going on. So let me scope this into just 1 day, and you can see that this is the level. If we close below this level right here, and again, this is going to be very, very key. Now, this is a 15-minute chart. It's real time. So you can see right now we have support coming in right at the 1500 level, which was previous resistance. But we're seeing this market sort of roll over a little bit, and that's important to look at. But again, if we close down towards this area, that's going to be, I think, somewhat telling, saying that the 1500 level is in fact going to be some sort of resistance for this market. So let's take everything off the screen. Let's clear this up and go back to our portfolio manager. And the next market is going to be our inflation indicator, which we know is a CRB Reuters Jeffries Index. And that's a plus 100. We were looking for this market to go to the, let's just pull the chart up so we have a much clearer indication. And we're looking for this market to go up to the 395 level, and we're obviously acting very well. This is a 15-minute chart again, so I'm going to go back to our daily chart, which is more what I like to see look at with this particular market. So let's go back here, and this is where it's getting a little bit dicey because, and let me say why I think this is dicey. We're still a plus 100, so you should be long this market, but I want to go back to some of the areas that we've had problems with. Now here it is again. We're at a resistance level again around these levels. We need to break out over this level, and we may see this market turn around again, but it's too early to tell that. The trend is clearly up. If we break over this level, it'll be a clear run to the 395 level, which is our ultimate target for this market. So let's take this off the screen. We're going to go back and be sure to watch our show tonight, by the way, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we'll be looking at these markets in more detail. We obviously have the closing prices and a much better idea of what's going on. Now, if you remember, we're going to go to energy now. We're going to be looking at the June crude oil. It's 11.75. It traded as high as 12.48 today, and the low has been 111. And we have a plus 90 reading, so a strong trend there. But here's something, excuse me, something I want to look at and share with you. And this is what it is as this chart comes up. We're looking at a daily chart, and if you remember, we talked about if we broke over these areas here. Let me just draw that on the chart for you so you get a much better idea. If we broke over this area right here, which we did yesterday, we'd see some follow through, which we did do. But I'm a little bit concerned because obviously this is going to be a very formidable resistance for this market. If we go over 114 in the cash market or in the futures right here, we could be looking at the 120, which is still our target zone, by the way. But I think given the fact this is a Thursday, there's no market on tomorrow, I think it may be prudent to take a little bit off the table if you're in this market and to hold some positions long again in this market. So the trend is clearly up. We've got our daily, weekly, and monthly all pointing higher, indicating the trend, and the trend is your friend. You make money trading with the trend. So this is Adam Hewison. We'd like you to follow. We'll have an update tonight in more detail. Our 7 o'clock show will be talking about all these markets in more detail, how they close, and what the outlook is for next week. And don't forget, every day we update the markets with our 1 p.m. update. We enjoy doing this, and I hope you enjoy it too. So Adam Hewison for Market Club. Check us out tonight on this channel, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.